What's up, everybody? Big Herc Prison Talk Live, episode 69. For all you freaky motherfuckers out there, all you coochie assassins, you motherfucking cheek busters. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody got their hustle on, made some money, spent some time with loved ones, stayed the fuck out of jail, and did all that good shit. So you're tuned in to another episode of Prison Talk Live. We got a lot of big things going on. If you guys haven't subscribed to our Instagram and our Twitter, which is FreshOutSeries, please do so that you can stay up to date on all the latest videos we got coming out and all the good shit I'll be talking about. This weekend, we had a really big shoot. My OG homeboy, he's a Wood. He gave a hell of an interview, and we're going to be posting that up in probably about a month or so. And he gave some great insight from a white guy's perspective of prison who was actually in the mix. And he did a lot of time in the state, and he's a motherfucking OG. Shout out to Badger. Thank you for the interview. He's turned his life around. He's now working at a rehab as a counselor. And he's doing the damn thing. Check out the Instagram. I did a post about the video. We were out in Malibu by the ocean. We were kicking it this weekend, me and Big Ant. So check that out. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, you're a motherfucking weenie. You should have already subscribed. So make sure you subscribe, hit the button. And also subscribe to the website, which is FreshOutSeries.com. And get your motherfucking wig splitter t-shirt so you can split some fucking wigs. And or you might be a coochie assassin. Get your coochie assassin t-shirt. And let motherfuckers know you about that coochie assassination. Anyways, June 21st. Somebody said would, yeah. But, not out of respect, I didn't use that word. But anyways, yeah. June 21st, we will be at the Warped Tour. Big Herc with the Fresh Out, Big Ant will all be there. June 21st in Pomona, I'll be at the Spoken Word Tent. So look for me June 21st in Pomona, and we're looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering for a pass into the Warped Tour, shoot us a DM on the Instagram, FreshOutSeries, and we'll see what's up. So that's June 21st in Pomona, California. We'll be doing our thing, and Fresh Out will be in the house. So check us out. Prison Talks, we're dropping some dope prison talks. A lot of big things going on. We're working on getting some more interviews for you guys, some interesting content. Let us know. And also, if you're out there and you're trying to get down with us and you guys got a YouTube channel that's popping, maybe we can do a collabo. Hit us up, DM us on FreshOutSeries Instagram. Also, you can shoot us an email at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com, or you can subscribe to the website and shoot us a message on the website. So look forward to hearing from you. Iron Man, thanks for the donation. He said, did you ever see an inmate bang a female guard? No, but I know of some motherfucking inmates that were fucking female employees at the institution. And of course, you're not going to be sitting there watching because it's all covert shit. The homie had a female that he was fucking with. And, the female worked in a certain department, and he was able to get access to that department and have a window of private time. And, he told me he knocked them guts out. He was banging them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was going down. Somebody said, thoughts on European prisons. You know what, man? European prisons, for what I've seen, they actually are trying to rehabilitate and reform the individual that's locked up. When it comes to doing time here, it's all about survival. Ain't no motherfucking rehabilitation, man. It's all about trying to stay out the way or get caught up in the bullshit. The number one thing I always tell you guys if you do go to prison, not to fuck with is the drugs. The drugs will get your motherfucking wig split. Motherfucking fuck with drugs, gambling, and punks. The gambling, you owe money, you're going to get your wig split. That's one of the main reasons why there's riots on the yard. You know what I mean? One group of people owes another group of individuals, and they basically are saying that the motherfucker who owes has to check in, and he has to pay that debt. He has to either pay the debt or check in. And if he's a part of a clique, it basically brings in a bunch of other people, and that's how a riot kicks off. So, it's a lot of bullshit, man. But the drugs, the gambling, the same shit on the street that'll get your motherfucking wig split. Somebody asked me, was I a shot caller? No. I wasn't involved in any prison gangs. I didn't get involved in any of that stuff in prison. My main focus while I was in prison was trying to rehabilitate myself. I studied the law, and I tried to prepare myself so when I got out, I could survive. I wasn't dependent on family members. If I fucked up in prison, basically I fucked off opportunities because I had a lot of friends that I worked with that helped me when I got out. So I had to be very strategic and how I carried my time, man. Herc, what do you think about the serial killer rapist, Golden State Killer from your hood, Sacramento? I think he's a piece of shit. He was a motherfucking popo when he was doing it. So of course he was, up on all the reports and all the information that was evidence that was gathered. But I say, man, time, technology, if you did some shit and you left some DNA, which you most likely did, they're going to come find your motherfucking ass because those cold cases are going to get solved and there's no statute of limitation on murder. So if you out there doing shit and you think you a slick motherfucker, they got surveillance cameras, they got DNA, they got motherfucking all kind of shit, man, that they can track your ass down now. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Pumbaa Danny, thank you for the donation. Did you ever come out on those shows like Lockdown and you were down? Would you be on now if you got a chance? Maybe give a second perspective. You know what? I don't believe in those lockdown shows because to me, you can't intimidate a young kid into not doing time. Some kids just gotta learn. They're fucking hard-headed, man. They don't wanna be told shit. I think about all the dumb shit I did when I was 15 and how motherfucking hard-headed I was, man. And I was ready for whatever, man. I mean, my mom was a good mom, but I just fucking didn't listen. You know what I mean? I want to get out there and I want to sell dope. I want to make money. So a lot of these kids, the only thing that you can do is basically show them a different perspective of life where instead of hanging out on the streets, take their ass to a suburban area where they're a minority and show them what it's like in like a different environment. You got to change their element and then maybe that'll wake their ass up, man. But some motherfuckers, they just love the grind, man. And until they come to that conclusion, they don't want to live that life, there's really not a whole lot you can do, man. What do you guys think about Kanye? Kanye, I think he's doing a lot of publicity because he's, dropping an album. But that nigga said that 400 years of slavery, that had to be a choice. Now, physically, there is no fucking choice. Mentally, if you want to be a mental slave to whatever environment, I can see that. But as far as physical, I don't think anybody that was in slavery wanted to be there by choice. So, hey, man, that nigga Kanye, man, he, he's done made it, and he thinks that now he's talking like he's above and beyond now. I mean, the nigga was fortunate, he has a talent, but not everybody has that kind of talent, man. You know what I mean? Fucking slavery was not a fucking choice. Cashmere Clark, thanks for donation. What do you think about Pageback getting busted? Pageback? I didn't hear about Pageback. Who's that? You talking about Backpage? I don't know about Pageback. I don't know if it's publicity or I don't know if the nigga just is stupid. You know what I mean? But, he that comment, that's a fucking ignorant ass comment, man. This is what gets me. When you have certain minorities, I don't give a fuck if it's black, I don't give a fuck if it's Mexican, if it's fucking Asian. They get a certain amount of money and they think that they're better than the rest of their race. Nigga, you still Asian, you still black, you're still Mexican. It's all right you made money, but don't forget about where you came from. And you don't have to go and sag your pants, or you don't have to act a fucking fool, but don't act like certain things don't happen to people among your community. You gotta recognize that, man. You know what I mean? OJ is a perfect example. Nigga thought he wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? So keep it real, man. I mean, I stay humble, and I think that, man, I feel I'm blessed to be able to share this show with you. But I never forget about, where I came from, and I know that not everybody has the same opportunities, man. Keep some of that to yourself and keep secure in corners in your community. Yeah, man, you don't want to alienate yourself, man. I mean, it's all right you making money, man. He's talking like he's beyond all of us, like everything he says is so righteous. I agree, man. Big Herc, do you plan on going to Africa? I wouldn't mind visiting the Ivory Coast one day, or Ghana. You know what I'm saying? I had a homeboy I did time with from Ghana, and he good dude, man. So I wouldn't mind visiting Africa one of these days as far as taking a trip. Somebody said, what's up with the crypto, Herc? The crypto, if you ain't on it, man, Morgan Stanley is trying to get involved in cryptocurrency trading, and they're trying to beat Goldman Sachs to the motherfucking door. So if you ain't on the cryptos now, in the next year or two, it's going to be crazy. So if you're smart, do your homework. There's a lot of current cryptocurrency still cheap out there. And, you just got to do your homework, man. I mean, some of them are crapshoot, but at the same time, a lot of them it's just like stocks now that were penny stocks, man. You gotta just wait your turn, man. People aren't your people just because they look like you. Hey, you know what? That's a good comment. Somebody said people aren't your people just because they look like you. I agree, man. I used to tell motherfuckers, hey, man, just because that nigga's from SAC or he's black, that don't mean he's my people, because that'll get you caught up. I remember I remember there was a cat. He was from SAC, and one of the homies was like, hey, man, there's one of your people's up here from Sacramento, man. And I didn't know this nigga. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm not going to sell up with that nigga, man. I'm not feeling that nigga. And sure enough, this motherfucker was a prison thief, and he stole from his cellie when he went to the hole. When his cellie got out the hole, this nigga from New Jersey, this blood nigga, he was going to split his motherfucking wig, and that nigga checked in. So if I would have fucking hooked up with this nigga, I would have been a co-conspirator to this nigga's thievery. So watch who you call your friends. Just because they're black like you know what I mean, doesn't mean that they're down with you. You know what I mean? That goes for any race. Somebody said they were burning McDonald's in Paris. It's white guilt and psychological subversion. Huh. Interesting. You think Kanye West should get the wig split? I don't know what's up with that nigga, man. You know what I mean? He's got some issues. Did you ever throw hands in prison? Big Herc, did you ever throw hands in prison? I had to slap a nigga one time, and a couple of times niggas. See, the thing about prison, man, for the most part, a lot of niggas don't want to go head up. So I should tell niggas, let's go in a cell. We can get it cracking one-on-one. Most motherfuckers want to try to fight you out in the open so they can yell and call their homeboys. Herc, what do you think the picture was? Herc, what do you think of the picture with Kanye and his sign "Make America Great Again" hat? I don't, like I said, man, his comments, man, some of his comments, I ain't feeling that shit. I ain't with that bullshit. John, thanks for the donation. If you're hustling in the pen, such as cooking food or drawing portraits, would you have to be constantly ready to split wigs if people don't pay? If you're hustling in the pen and you're cooking, most of the time, motherfuckers are paying you ahead of time. So if anything, if you don't finish their portrait, you're going to get your wig split. So if you're an artist, you always get your money up front for the most part, and you might get the rest of it on the back end, but you don't ever do artwork for a motherfucker and not get your money sent to your people on the street beforehand. And as far as cooking, niggas always pay you first before you cook for them. You never cook for somebody and they ain't paid you. Cashmere, thanks for the donation. Oh, Backpage. I see a lot of street dudes going down for human trafficking like they did crack in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, man, Backpage is, you know, they shut that shit down, man. So yeah, I don't know where the game is gonna turn to now. All the little females out there that was selling coochie on Backpage, man, and Craigslist, they gotta find another avenue. Zilly Zachary, thanks for the donation. How are cop killers treated in prison? I don't know, man. Like anybody else, I would imagine. I mean, you know, how they're treated by the guard might be another issue, but another question. But as far as inmates, don't nobody give a fuck. They're not being worshipped. And if a motherfucker was a cop killer, he's not running around telling everybody. That's the thing about doing time. You're not bragging to motherfuckers about what you're in prison for. So when you talk about what people are in for, the only person you may know what they're in there for is your immediate circle, your homeboys you eat with, or your cellmate. You do not know what the majority of the people in prison are locked up for, because you can't gossip like that. You will get your motherfucking wig split. JOD, thanks for the donation. What up, Big Herc? Was wondering how easy can you get medical treatment at night? Black Widow bites you, or are you? Black Widow bites you. Are you just gonna wait until tomorrow, or guards there all the times? Medical treatment, guards are there at all times. If you get bit and that shit swells up, you can hit the emergency button, and they usually have a nurse on staff 24 hours that can give you some type of treatment, because there's been people who've gotten staph infections in prison from being bitten by like brown recluse, and that shit, man, it can kill you. It's swelled up and shit, and I see motherfuckers, they take you straight to the hole, you're isolated, they give you antibiotics, and they do treat you. They're not going to let you sit around with a motherfucking spider bite and not get treatment. So they tell you to immediately report any type of bite that you get from anything like that. Somebody said, Big Herc, can you do the ice bucket challenge? Nah, I'm not getting down with that shit. I'm not with that ice over the motherfucking head. Big Herc, which race runs the prison? It depends on which prison you're at. California West Coast prisons are ran by gangs. You know what I mean? I don't know how the prisons are ran on the East Coast or the Midwest. Everywhere is different, man. To tell you the truth, I ain't been to prisons in the Midwest or back east, so I couldn't tell you. I know prisons on the West Coast, state prisons, are ran by different gangs, you know, and I don't know who's running what because I'm not in prison. Thank God. Brian Phillip, thanks for the donation. Hey, Big Herc, were both of your co-defendants were both African? Yup, they were both African, man. One was from Cameroon, and the other one, I believe, was from Nigeria or one of those other African countries. I can't remember, but both of them are dead. Both of my co-defendants are dead. One was shot by the police on Skid Row, and the other one, he died of lupus. Giovanni, thanks for the donation. What's up, OG? Triple OG, OG, Triple OG. Did you see the movie Quiet Place? Shout out Magic City and Winterfell. I haven't seen Quiet Place, man. I'm gonna have to check it out. I think I've seen the advertisement for it, but I've never actually seen the movie. Somebody asked me, how many porns did I do? I did over 100 porn movies. I'm going to do a prison talk on how I got into the game. But I was in the porn industry from 94 to 95, and then from 99 to 2000. In between that, I was doing gangster shit. Somebody said, can you do a kickflip? I used to be able to do all that shit. Kickflip, ollie nose roll grind, all that shit. Somebody said, How could prisoners be portrayed better in movies and TV? You know, it's hard to say, man. I mean, because the whole thing about entertainment is they want to glamorize the whole prison, the prison culture, so the movie looks interesting. The more violence, the more foul shit, the more homosexuality, that's what motherfuckers feed into. But everybody's time is different. Where you have one person might go into prison and have no problems, you have another person, they might go into prison and it be nothing but problems. So it all depends on the individual, man. You know what I mean? So I can't really say how everybody's experience is the same, because it's not. It differs. Piping Ronnie, thanks for the donation. Do people feel more inclined to split your wig close to your release date out of jealousy? Yeah. So if you got a beef with somebody, or if you got a motherfucker that's hating on you, you don't ever broadcast your release date. The last week before I got out, or 2 weeks, I was low key. I worked out. I kept my same program, but I didn't talk to a lot of dudes. I kind of cut my circle down a little bit smaller. And yeah, man, I kept it to myself. A lot of motherfuckers didn't know when I was getting out. They knew that I was getting out that year, but I didn't tell people my exact release date. You never tell a person your release date unless it's your motherfucking celly and he's your partner. Somebody said I did 8 years. It's nothing like TV. I agree, man. And everybody's experience is different. DC, thanks for the donation, man. Sup, Herc? One thing I've noticed on the Locked Up show that they always got a crazy inmate throwing shit all around their cell. Did you ever see that? Yeah, I seen a motherfucker nut up. I remember one time that you know, I think there was a transfer going on or something was going on, and one of these cats didn't want to cuff up. And what they do when they don't want to cuff up is a motherfucker put his boots on, he'll put baby oil all over himself, and then squirt baby oil on the cell floor. Now, by doing that, when the guards go to rush you because you don't want to cuff up or whatever the discrepancy you have, they're slipping and sliding. So basically, it's a slip and slide fest, but you're still going to get your motherfucking wig slit by the guards when they get their hands on you. But, you know, dudes don't give a fuck. They put baby oil and they go hard in the paint, man. And sometimes that's what, you know, that's what being in a cell can do to you. So I've seen it where it goes down like that. Somebody has said, Big Herc, you ever lose a fight in the street? How does one bounce back from taking an L in a fight? I never got whooped one-on-one. I've been jumped, but I never took an L on the street, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe when I was in 3rd grade and I was fighting this little bully, you know what I mean? Me and this nigga was going head up, but I mean, I never backed down. Me and this nigga fought like 3 or 4 times, but as a grown-up, you know, adult teen, I never took an L. And if you did take an L, you know what I mean? At least if you fought, you weren't no punk, and you know, you catch a second fade and redeem yourself. But as long as you didn't cower down, then you're good, man. You ain't got to kill a motherfucker because you took an L. Walks Random, thank you for the donation. How does one get used to living in a small broom closet? Thanks for the videos. You never get used to living in a broom closet. I hated it, man. I had nightmares about, you know, being stuck in a cell. Basically, you're in a fucking bathroom with another man, and some of the cells are so small you can't even stand up unless the other motherfucker is on his bunk. And if you do stand up, you're damn near, you know what I'm saying, butt to butt. So you never get used to living in a fucking cell. And what I don't get is some of these motherfuckers in prison, they fucking wax their floors, they buff their motherfucking sinks, and they act like that motherfucking cell is their fucking home. Prison was never my fucking home. I never treated that cell like it was my motherfucking cell. I cleaned it so it wasn't dirty, and it was you know what I'm saying, shit was where it's supposed to be, but I never buffed my fucking cell floor, polished the fucking sink. That's institutionalized motherfuckers. Some motherfuckers love that shit, but I never clean my cell like that. Hey, Big Herc, have you seen a young rapper named that goes by Tekashi69? He claims to be of the Blood Gang, respectively. Would this guy get checked? Man, this is the thing, man, that gets me. Like when motherfuckers be claiming all this gangbanging shit. For one, when you gangbanging and you active, that means you putting in work. You're not just talking the talk. You're putting in work. Whether it's running up on niggas, jacking niggas, fighting motherfuckers, catching fades. You can't be no motherfucking reputable gang member and you ain't never been in no fucking confrontation. You can't be a gangbanger if you ain't never got into it and physically had to do something to somebody. You have no credibility. Rapping does not make you credible. A video does not make you credible. Talking shit does not make you credible. Until you catch a fade, nigga, you put in some work. I don't whether it's running, whether it's jacking it, doing dirt, whatever the negativity is, you have not proven yourself. And that's all it is. I mean, gang banging, man, means representing and actually being active, being involved. And you can't be an active gang member or a motherfucker repping a gang realistically unless you're in the streets. It's all, most of the guys rapping, they're all entertainers. Ain't no fucking real gang members, man. XJ, thanks for the donation. Hey, Big Herc, what's it like for people of mixed race in prison? Do they struggle with a group? With what group do they associate with based on what they're mixed with? Hey, man, you fuck with whoever you want to fuck with. One of my homeboys, he was Asian, he was black and white, but he kicked it with us and our little study group, and he hung out with the Asians. So whoever you feel comfortable with, you fuck with, man. But you know, you go into prison, you dictate what the fuck you're gonna do. And if you made it all the way to prison, apparently you were putting in work on the street. Therefore, you should know where the fuck you were supposed to hang with. So by the time you get to prison, if you were active on the streets, which led to you committing a crime going there, you better know what the fuck you're gonna do when you get there. You know what I mean? El Manuco, thanks for the donation. What's up, Big Herc? Want to ask you what law books do you recommend? Shout out from downtown West LA. Get a Black's Law Dictionary first of all. Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition is the best one. When you start reading that and you cross-reference the definition of a lot of the words they use in the legalese that they talk to you in, it'll open your eyes. Also, read the common law, books about common law, and any other books. Go to FreshOutSeries.com. I got a list of all the legal books I read while I was in prison. That'll tell you everything you need to know. You check out that list, order those books, and you will be up on game, man. Because you can't count on an attorney to give you all the game. Yo, Big Herc, do white boys who act black get accepted with the blacks? Not necessarily. I knew a white boy who was a Crip in prison, but he was cripping on the street, and that's just how he rolled, and everybody, he was already accepted. And I knew a Mexican who was a Crip from Compton, and he didn't have any issues, and that's just how he rolled. But you can't come to prison acting like you're a black, and you ain't got no street cred. You're gonna get your wig split by either the blacks or the whites. Somebody said, "Hey, Big Herc, big fan." I'm a library, can't tell. Hey, Big Herc, big fan. In prison, you say you spent all your time in library educating yourself about the law to try to reduce your sentence. Did any of it actually help you in the end? Yeah, I knocked off two years off my original sentence. I was looking at 12 years. I got my sentence knocked down to 10 years. And by studying in the law library, I wasn't able to get any other time knocked off. But at the end of the day, it opened up a lot of other doors for me. So my time was spent wisely in prison as opposed to a lot of motherfuckers who were wasting time playing checkers, playing chess, watching TV all day, playing sports. I got out, and those tools that I learned in the law library allowed me to elevate myself to where I'm at now and to bring this show where a lot of guys got out and all they do is now they're just basically they're either working, which is a positive, or they're fucking up, which is a negative. Somebody asked about Chef V. Chef V's busy. You know, he's got his own thing going on. We didn't fall out. You know, we're still homies. It's just, you know, it's a time issue, and he lives kind of far away. Somebody said, Herc, what if your cellmate set you up and told other inmates your release date? You know, that's not really, that motherfucker, you must not have really known him that well then. I mean, you know, most of the time, your cellie man is your most intimate friend in prison. So if you're going to have somebody that you spend that much time with, make sure it's somebody you can trust. Somebody said, do they have board games in prison? I've seen board games, but I never played them. You know, you only have X amount of time, free time in prison. So you got to be very selective on what you choose to do with your rec time, whether it's studying, whether it's working out, or socializing. But you got to really manage your time in prison. Somebody says, if you try to split a chomo's wig, but the chomo ends up splitting your wig, what happens to you? Well, if you try to split his wig and motherfuckers found out he's a chomo, you at least made an attempt, so you're not going to be in the wrong. And the fact that he is a chomo, somebody else is going to split his wig, so you in the good, even if you took a fade. Iron Man, thanks for the donation. Herc, did you ever see devil worshiping in prison? Never seen any devil worshiping, personally. You know what I mean? Maybe if it was going on, I didn't see it. Yo, Big Herc, what kind of gangster shit did you do on the street? What I did on the street? Robberies. You know, taking niggas shit. A lot of stuff that I don't really want to endorse on this channel, but it was gangs. It was shit that could have got me time that I didn't get caught for, and I'm not proud of it. But that's the type of mind frame I was in. I was on a fucked up gangster mind frame, and that's what led to me doing a bank robbery because I was already doing gangster shit to begin with. Hey, Big Herc, love what you do, man. I'm a CEO of 2 months and have been following your channel for a while. Any advice for me? I'm striving to be firm but fair, you know. I want to gain respect and give it. If you're a CEO and you want to gain respect to the inmates, you want to, at certain times, you want to turn the eye, but at the same time, let motherfuckers know that don't front you off on your shift. You know, if a motherfucker's like, you know, he's got like contraband in the cell, like some type of food from the kitchen, don't go take the motherfucking food and throw it out. You know what I'm saying? If you find it, because that's motherfucker's survival up in there is food. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it 100 with that. I mean, if you find a shank, okay, you got to do your job. But other than that, man, you know, you don't go around harassing motherfuckers. Don't just be shaking down, you know, don't shake down cells the whole time you're on your shift. You know what I'm saying? Get out the shot collars as far as like, you know, let them know that you recognize, but don't be fucking with people all the time, man, because a lot of people are stressed the fuck out. It's already a hostile environment. If you got dudes who are fucking up, then, you know, you let them know, like, hey, man, you know, do your thing, but don't do it around me and don't front me off or I'm going to have to, you know, put you in check. But at the same time, don't be that asshole who's always taking motherfuckers' fuck books, you know, taking motherfuckers' food out the kitchen, you know, just tearing up the cell. Go in the cell, look around and leave, man. I mean, unless you really got to put in some work. But other than that, man, you know, motherfuckers will respect you, man, because you're not fucking with people. And a lot of times, a lot of inmates aren't going to really be that, you know, talkative, because if they get caught talking to you too much, they're going to get their wig split. Somebody said, can I make a prison hustle out of making fifis? You probably could. I remember in the YA, motherfucker used to make fifis and shit, and motherfuckers would pay him to make the fifis. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did a video about the fifi. If you don't know what a fifi is, it's a pussy pocket. A motherfucking towel rolled up, or motherfucking some type of sheet rolled up with a glove and some other shit to make it feel like a pussy up in there. Because not everybody's taking man butt. You know what I mean? Even though people want to believe that. Somebody said, can you explain the beef with your uncle? I heard you mention it before. Oh yeah, I got this uncle, man. This nigga is a cold piece of shit. You know, I've never said anything disrespectful to him. You know, I never called him out of pocket. You know, I got out of prison. I seen him a couple times at my grandparents' house. I thought it was all cool. But little did I know, this nigga was hating. Because when I got out, I got my shit together. You know, I copped the motherfucking, I copped the NSX. And then I came up one time, I had a Benz. And then I came through in a Jag. And the sad thing is, my grandma passed away. And at the funeral, or at the wake, this nigga confronts me about what I'm driving, hating because he thinks I should be riding a motherfucking Greyhound bus. So he's mad because his drinking ass ain't doing shit with his life, and I'm about my business. And the fact that I'm not broke and disgusted, it reflects on him, so he feels insecure. And then he made up some rumors and shit about me to my mom. And, you know, if I would have been there, I would have split the nigga's wig. But that just goes to show you, relatives sometimes could be your biggest haters. Watch what you say around the motherfuckers. Relatives could fucking, I've seen more than once, them niggas could kind of bury you, man. Don't put them in on your game. Leave them out your hustle. Don't include them in your business. Because you never know how motherfuckers feeling about you. And if they're jealous, they'll get you caught up, man. So, yeah, man. Fuck the motherfucker. Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. And fuck relatives. And I actually seen the nigga 2 weeks ago and he tried to say, yeah, we all good. Nigga, we ain't all good. Brandon, thanks for the donation. Herc, got my third flow of income going. I sell Legal Shield and would love to partner with you guys. With over 200K subscribers, we could help out a lot of people make good income. Shoot us an email, FreshOutSeries Gmail, man. I know you stopped me emails before. And I'll run it by my business partner. I mean, I got a lot of things going on. I'm not going to knock what you're doing, but right now I'm focused on a couple things that are making me money that I got to make sure I put a lot of attention to. So, but hit me up, man. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll run it by my business partner. All right, everybody. It's time to wrap it up, do the shout outs. You know, we're at that time. So if you got a shout out, let me know what's cracking for you, and you know, I'll represent. But let's see what's happening here. We got shout out to who we got. Shout out to the homies out in North Highlands. Much respect. Shout out to Coachella. Jesse Edwards has put a donation. Thanks for donations. I've done a few shakedowns and found some pics and food from Chow and some notes from other inmates. I left it. It's survival. I get it. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for that advice. Hey, good shit, man. You sound like a good dude, man. I hope you use that opportunity as a CO, man, as a stepping stone to get into bigger and better things that are going to allow you to be more financially secure. Because, you know, I know you got to look at retirement and shit, man, but dude, I just, prison, man, the whole environment, man, it disgusts me, man. I hate I had to go through it, but I'm glad it's over with, and I wish everybody who's in there a better life. Except for the chomos and the motherfucking pedophiles, split all their wigs. Shout out to Australia, shout out to 281, shout out to San Francisco, shout out to the Bay Area, shout out to San Diego, shout out to Detroit, Mississippi. Shout out to Florida, Manteca. Shout out to Riverside. Shout out to the 505, Moses Lake, Cones, Texas. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out to 707. Shout out to South Central. Shout out to Denton, Texas. Shout out to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out to H-Town. Shout out to Long Beach. Shout out to San Antonio. Shout out to 925. Shout out to Morgan Hill. Shout out to Spring, Texas. Shout out to Santa Ana. Shout out to London. Shout out to Pacoima. Shout out to Germantown. Shout out to Mexico, Kentucky. Jesse Edwards, thanks for the donation again. That's all it is, my family welfare. I just want people to do their time and get it done later, bro. Good shit, man. Take care, man. Shout out to Dayton, Ohio, Stockton, Michigan 713, Brooklyn, Downey 562. Shout out to Brazil, Santa Eva 714, Chicago, Tacoma, Washington, Watsonville, California, Inglewood, Banning, California. Shout out to the Samsung Knights, New Jersey. Shout out to Virginia. Shout out to Kahuka, Hawaii. Shout out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Austin, Texas, 559, Hermosa Beach, Arizona, Washington, 253, Vermont, Slauson, Calgary, Athens, Greece. And yeah, you guys, June 21st, we'll be at the Warped Tour. Hit us up. Shoot us a DM if you're looking to be a volunteer. We'll get you a pass into the Warped Tour in Pomona, June 21st. Hey, man, I love y'all. Thanks for supporting us. Make sure you subscribe to the Instagram and the Twitter. Also, subscribe to the channel. We love to hear from you. If you guys are going to any car shows, shoot me a DM. If you're in LA area, man, maybe we can link up, flick it up, you know what I mean, chop it up. Big Herc, Fresh Out. Time to wrap this thing up, man. But love y'all, man. Catch you guys next week.